Hi. um, I think there's like 13 people in. Give me a There you go. Give me a comment if you can. I'll take these off because I'm getting an echo. Hey, awesome. Um, I see a couple from my seniors. You are more than welcome to join us for this one, but won't be covering any stuff here. So, come back at one if you want rush specific information. I'll hang out here for a little and give it a couple minutes to see if anybody else pops in before I start on I don't know the topics. So, I didn't put it in the email. I'll cover just some stuff. I figured I'd do this from the feedback on the survey 2 days a week. And right now, just the way it works in my schedule, it's going to be Digital Media 2 and 3, the folks working at Adobe XD, on Wednesday and Thursday at 11. We don't have too many more weeks left, so I don't think anything will change these last few weeks that will force me to change that schedule. But if it does, obviously I'll let you know. But for right now, we'll do Wednesday and Thursday at 11. And then if for any of the digital media 6 folks, just my AKCAT seniors, we'll do Wednesday and Thursday at 1. And the stream automatically gets recorded, and I'll leave it up on the channel for folks who can't get in live. They can go back and view if they want to. I'm also gonna just record a short video to put up introducing the new project. Talk about it right now, but I'll put just a short video that has nothing but the introduction of the new project. And so that's short and concise, and if you have any questions about what that project is all about, you can just view it. For my 5th Digital 2 folks, it's going to look familiar because we've done it once, but we've only done it as a design project. We didn't do it in XD and make it function, so this should be fun. All right. Let's see, 11:03. I'll give it another 2 minutes just to make sure we catch any stragglers. So I was the survey I put out. It's one of those be careful what you wish for, or be careful what you speak out loud. When I decided to ask if you guys would be interested in a live stream, because I knew if the answer was yes, that I would end up having to figure out how to do this. So here we are, and hopefully it's out. And you guys, as we get going, if you have any questions regarding anything I've done on screen or anything you've tried, then put it in the comments. Try your best to ask your question in the comments in a way that I can understand. All right? How close that. And all right, I'll share my screen with you here in just a little bit. All right, why don't we I'm already gonna change things up. Why don't we work in reverse? Instead of introducing a new one, why don't we, does anyone have any questions on any of the stuff that we've done in the past? Those first 2 tutorials is still like just net yeah. I'm gonna go, let's see here. All right. You guys can all see my screen? Somebody give thumbs up if you can. Hello, cutest AKKED member. All right, cool. So we're talking about the most recent. We're talking about this one with the plants. And I'll do a couple things that I know seem to be trouble, and I'm gonna skip all the way down to the bottom to this finishing touch. All I'm doing right there is doing. I'm on the. If you guys are Mac users home, it's command and plus and command minus. We'll zoom in out. If you're on Windows, it's control plus and minus, and then I use space bar to get the hand. And then I can click drag to scroll around my document, which is really handy because big, complicated XD projects, some designers, some companies will use XD to prototype websites, and websites can get massive, and even apps can get massive. You can have tens, probably hundreds of screens, and so to be able to that space bar and grab your hand and be able to maneuver around is pretty important. All right. From what I could get, one of the biggest problems people had initially was, let's see here. Let's go prototype mode. There we go. Was having an entire group selected or an entire artboard selected. In this case, I'll add it to a group. And then dragging your blue wire, all right? And what you guys need to try to do real early on is think of what you're seeing on screen in terms of it being a real functioning application on your phone. What I've just done right there made this entire thin blue line, this entire group, the active spot for me to tap to move to the next screen, which doesn't make any sense because this is an app about plants and giving you information about different varieties of plants. So it only makes sense to be able to tap just the one plant you need to tap to move to the next screen. So this blue line that I made doesn't make any kind of sense. And for most people, I would say 50% of my students not only did that, but they had the entire artboard connected to second artboard, which doesn't make any kind of sense. So the way to get rid of that in prototype mode, notice if I click on one of those lines, highlight blue, it makes it the active transition. Click it and highlight it, and then just click tap backspace or delete on your keyboard, and then it's gone. All right. So I'm going to back up and remove a couple of these and go, if that's the case, then how do I dive into this group? All right. On the Mac, it's hold down Command. And the Windows machine, it's hold down Control. And then click the one object inside of the group that you want to add your transition to. So I hold down Command or Control and click a plant and go there. All right. And now if I test and do this often, go test it. You can it doesn't do anything to test it out. Hit my play and go, oh look, yep, that's where I have to tap. Move to the next screen now. It's the way I want that to work. I would also like though to have the word be active. That makes sense. I would be frustrated as a user if I kept tapping on the word and nothing happened. That makes sense. So I'm also going to hold Command or Control, click the word, and link it there. All right. None of these other ones, the plant number 2, whatever this one was down here, I can't remember. None of those make sense. Connect to the next for Monstera. Monstera. All right. So none of these other ones make sense. So now I've got two things connected. Then I go over here, and it would make sense to connect the back arrow. I don't know if you can see. Let's zoom in a little there. The back arrow back over here to this artboard. Not a particular plant, but back to this artboard. So again, this is part of a group. You tell it's part of a group because when I click here, I get a giant blue square. Right? That's telling me that it's a group. I also have a group up here. It's part of a larger group. So I'll do the same thing I did a little bit ago. Hold down under control and click the one element, in this case the arrow, that you want to go back. Now, if I would test this out, hey, look at that. It was back. Show you guys another trick. If you're not sure if there's any interactive transits here and you want to go hunting around for them, click where that's blank. Oh, this only does it when you blink. I'll show you in a little bit. Sorry. All right, I'm going to try this out, and that's exactly how I want it to work, right? Those were the biggest issues that I saw having on that one. Does anybody have any other ones that they want to... Somebody says it's skipping like a scratch DVD. I don't know what to tell you. Perhaps... I think it could, yeah, I think there's some... YouTube's having some issues. Is it back? Not skipping now? Well, is it too glitchy to get anything out of it? All right, then we'll keep going. And like I said, it'll record. I'm not sure if it'll record that glitchiness or if that'll be smoother. And I'll also record a separate video just on new assignment. Okay. Then anybody want to pop a question in on this while I'm here before I move along? Yeah, I agree. Every once in a while I'm in a little spinning circle that it's buffering or buffering. All right. I don't see questions popping in, so I'll move on to the next one. All right, go back. This is the very first one that we did. All right, with the camping. Anybody have any questions on this one? I'm not going to go through any instruction here. I just wanted to go back to it in case anybody had anything they wanted to see. No? Yeah, and that probably won't be the first last awkward silence. So, I'm not quite sure who that is. Somebody asked, well, you can see the comments. What can you make besides apps? Anything visual that requires more than one screen and interactivity between screens. So I would say apps is the most common. It's the way the software in the industry has been used the most so far. It's called Sketch. And XD is clearly overtaking Sketch in its popularity because it works nice with all the Adobe stuff, like most Adobe products. And I'll give you a for instance of what makes it a necessary tool. If you're talking about say an app for Nike or and I can't remember a particular issue. I'll look through this real quick in a little bit and see if we can see if a light bulb goes off for you. Right? Say the app for Nike or the app for Home Depot or name a medium-sized to large company that's got an app and it's got hundreds of products, hundreds of screens. You've got people sitting on board of directors. You've got art directors. You've got all these people that you have to please with your design, and it costs a lot of money to create a design. And I'm talking hundreds of dollars, or even probably thousands. We're talking tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop an app, and to only have a tool that lets you put their finished product and then go show that off, and people go, I don't think so. Colossal money. So what XD does and what Sketch does is it allows you to put their prototypes fairly quickly, that they're not functioning. You can't put these in the App Store yet, but they let you put something together that shows people the direction you're headed and lets them give you feedback at a stage in the process, so you can make changes and corrections really quickly and for a lot of money than doing the entire app. All right. Thing can be done. People are using it to prototype websites. People are also, you could actually, as long as you've got a web browser and the link, you could put together an interactive presentation for a project for a class in school, and it would look like nobody is in class. And the way the tool's built into it, the tool palette is very simple. You can see it down the left. It's really simple. But some of the stuff on the right, especially the repeat grid. Repeat grid is a lifesaver when it comes to adding lots and lots of kinds of elements like pictures and that kind of thing. And I'll show you more of that in a little bit. Anyway, I hope that explains that. So let's move on. And I think to answer your question, there is a little bit of limitation when you go to share a link, because now all of a sudden Eddie has to take this, all this stuff you did in prototype mode and write that as HTML code in a way that functions on a web browser. So not everything works. All right. And so one of the limitations is that it will only create the screens that actually have interactive elements. So as you see, this screen right here, the home screen right now has no interactive transitions. And so if I went generate to share with the people right now, it probably wouldn't show up. The only thing that makes me think it might is that it's got the little home button blue in the upper left. I don't know if you can see that. Zoom in. Right? That determines the first screen that shows to people when they view the link. All right? So that might make it show up. But if that wasn't there, the fact that there are no interactive elements means this screen most likely will not show up. All right? You've got to add at least one. All right? And that forces now these two to show up. Okay? But the same thing with these. Right now I just added a link from one entire artboard to another, which doesn't make any kind of whatsoever in terms of how an app should actually function. I want to add the interactivity from, let's say, the blog button where the blog screen is. We'll find that and drag that all the way over. Right? At the bottom down here are lists of articles. I would want to drag interactive wires from that O to wherever the articles are. All right. So there aren't a whole lot of cases where you will add an interactive wire or an interactive transition from one entire artboard to another. That just doesn't make any kind of sense in real world applications. All right. There's that. All right. Any other questions on that particular tutorial? If I could give you one piece of advice, you work through this. The little button up in the upper right. All right. Sorry about that. That's glitchy also. There we go. That one you can. It's missing, isn't it? Maybe. Depends on your screen. Anyway, the desktop preview button, hit that a lot. Go there a lot. Check out how thing is interacting. Right there is the view at what you've actually created. And if there are interactive elements, you didn't do something right. All right. All right. Let me look through here. All right. I don't see direct questions. All right. And here we go. Let's do some general XP stuff, and then we'll get into the new project, and you can ask questions about the project. All right. My fifth period, does that look familiar? It should. All right. Let's break XD a little bit, guys. It's really simple. You basically have two states. You state in which you're designing. All you're doing is adding elements pages and making it look pretty. So you can see blank artboard here. On that artboard, I could go start out rectangles, and if I wanted to pick somebody here in a circle, I'd lay out my circle where that person's picture gonna go, and I move my elements around, and I just design. That's all I'm doing. 2, then you start to make the different artboards interact with one another, and that is prototype mode. All right. So in this case, maybe there's a person's picture in here. Maybe it's her picture. All right. Maybe this is a list of cooks I have to choose from, and maybe this circle is her picture. So I want that circle to take me to that screen when I tap it. All right. Let's try that out now. If I click on that, hey, it takes me to that screen. That's exactly what I want to happen. All right. I would probably have her name there as well. I would crank her name, and that's it. You're designing, laying out elements, and then you're prototyping. You're connecting those elements. That's the basics. Now you can get you can get more complex than that. You change over here under animation. When you transition from one screen to the next. Yes, it's the recipe thing you did. Oh no, Lena, no, it's not your recipe thing. It's a different one. All right, we'll get to that. All right, and then the third stage is I need to send all this stuff to somebody, your client or my boss, to check it out, and that is what share is all about. All right, and under share, hopefully this is not new. All right. Under share, if I had never created a link to this interact document yet, I could say create link, and there's my link. And then I copy the link, and I email the link to them. My bugs grab the neighbor. You could email that link, do what you guys have done, submit that to your assignment. What I would do with you guys, though, before you submit that link to me, go paste it in a web browser. Paste it in Chrome or Safari Explorer or whatever browser you're using, and test it out and see if everything's working like thought it should. And if it's not, then maybe go back to the drawing board. Hey. She's my big golden retriever guard dog. All right. So really, as I said, 2 states. There are 2 main states, and then the third one is sharing document. Okay. Yes. You have to go around. Okay. So anyway, so that's the areas. 2 main states. You're done. Then you prototype, and then you have to bounce back and forth a little bit, prototyping and doing. you share it when you're done, or you share it part through just to get an opinion, get some feedback. All right, that's the main thing. Sound great? Thanks. Is it a little less glitchy? Still a little glitchy. Dougie. Hey, I always wanted to bring my little. All right, sorry about that. I've always wanted to bring my to work. All right. So here, let's go to the assignment. My fifth period, my digital 2 students. This is going to look very familiar. All right, there it is. It's the cooking app. So there is some familiarity there. Dog's name is Allie. It's a she. Allie because we bought her in Alabama. She's a year old, so a lot of puppy in there still. Right? So let's start at the top. Number 1, there's a little bit more involved in this assignment than I can type in the Google Doc. Okay? No, she's fine. She's back. So here's number 1. Number 1, you're going to create an app, a cooking app. All right, that's the project. You can, going back to XD, you can create the app for any device that you like. Don't do it for web, but you can do any other device. You don't have to pick the default iPhone XS S11 Pro. Do it for an iPad. You could do it if you click that. There are the Android mobile. There are different iPads, there's Android tablet, Surface Pro, that kind of thing. If you have a whole different tablet or phone that you want to design for, go do a research. Go Google what the specs are for the device you're looking for and find out the measurement in pixels, and then you can design your own custom size. Okay, it doesn't have to be one of the presets. All right, so step 1, you're going to create your own brand new document for your app. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, at least 3 artboards. You're gonna have to do this 3. Number 1, to satisfy the requirements of the assignment, and number 2, to make it make sense. All right, artboard number 1 will be you can call it a landing page. You can call it a sign-in page, something like that. You can see for me, it's pretty much the first screen that will come up after the app initially launched, and Braden, it'll work on iPad. All right, and so screen log in. If I go to prototype mode, I would note that the only interactive element that I've made is right down here where it says continue as guest. All right, I don't have a way to actually create a sign-up page. I could make a sign-up page and then connect that, but I didn't. Skip that part. All right. I could actually not hurt to connect the login button over to the other page. Actually, I'll do that right now. So my login button actually is going to take me right here. Right. You can continue as guest. I'm also going to move to right here, because this blank artboard that I've created, I'm going to have a directory, just a list of cooks, their picture and their name, and the kind of food they cook, just in a list as a directory. So I'm going to connect those two. All right. So this is an option screen, this blank one. You don't have to do this, but you can. It kind of would help things make sense, I think. That's why I'm adding it. But you could skip the cook. All right. So number 1 required page is a landing page or a login page. Number 2 required page is the bio page for the cook that you choose. And I'll show you three cooks to choose from, and I'll show you that in a second. All right. So this is my. Can you guys read that tiny little bit of type up there? I'll zoom in a little further. All right, that tiny little bit of text right there. I renamed my artboards. This one is WK for World Kitchen dash bio. This is the bio page for this particular cook. All right, so that's required screen number 2 is the bio page. All right, and then required screen number 3 is the recipe page that you're going to lay out and design for that particular cook. All right, everybody on board so far. Those are the basics of the assignment. I'll review it. But create a brand new document in NXD. You can pick the device that you're designing for, either a phone or a tablet. You must have at least 3 artboards. First artboard, a landing page or a login page. The second artboard is the biography or the bio page for the cook that you use. And then the third required page is for the recipe that each. All right. Let's over here. So you have 3 cooks that you can choose from. All right. 3 cooks. There's one named Jacob. All right, there's Jacob. There's one named Mia. There's Mia. And then there is one named Nevaeh. And then there's Nevaeh. Now the idea behind the app, the reason it's called World Kitchen is that there's a website and an app called All Recipes. There's a couple out where it's not like Food Network. It's not like professional chefs. They're just cooks. They're home cooks. And it's like a social media site where you can upload recipes and share recipes. And this would be that kind of thing. The difference would be people would share recipes from their ethnic background. Like I grew up in Thailand. I grew up in, Liberia. I grew up wherever, and I learned to cook a lot of really great dishes from that region of the world. And I want to, I'll get to that question in a second. And I want to share those recipes with the world. All right. And so as an end user, I would go on here and on my directory, I would be able to scroll through and see pictures of cooks and then the kind of food that they make. So Nevaeh, if you read bio, all right. Hello, my name is Nevaeh. I'm from Suriname. My parents were Texas when I was 7. I've always had a passion for cooking, a trait and skill passed down from my mother and grandmother. I'm proud to pass some of my favorite recipes from my childhood to you. Here are her popular recipes: coconut curry chicken, pastei, rice dish, nasi goreng. All right, pecan pie. She's from Suriname. Well, remember, she moved to Texas, and pecan pie is a big thing in Texas. All right, so that's some of the stuff you can look forward to finding recipes for if you went to her page. All right, and so let's say you wanted to cook coconut curry chicken, tap that, and then here's going to be the recipe. All right, and that's how that'll work. Right, what was when you transition page 2 to 3? What should you click on and drag? So maybe you can clarify. When you say 2 to 3, do you mean the bio to the recipe? Or do you mean the landing page to the second page? The pick of the recipe only. So here. I'll cover both things. So to get from the bio, this page, I would want to click on two things. There's my picture of the recipe. All right. Notice I've got a big group. So you have to use the shortcut I showed you a little bit ago. You have to hold down Control or Command and click the one individual element. So you can see I've got it. See my blue line from the tiny picture of the coconut curry over to the next screen, right? And I'll delete blue line right now. All right, I'll delete this one too. Okay. So right now there's nothing connecting those two pages. So if I command on the Mac and drag from picture to that screen. If I command click the text, can also go from there to the text. And then I would also, I've got a back button up here. We did this on one of the tutorials. Go from there to that screen like I had as well. So, yeah. So I think one of the keys is the more that you can visualize this as an actual functioning app as you create and prototype, the more you'll be able to figure which elements should connect, where you should click and drag. And then the other thing is the more you can play and try things out, all right, the more you'll be able to see if things are working and if they're looking the way you think that they should look. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. I'll take a break. Answer one question. When will this be due? In the email that I sent out announcing the live, I said it's your newest, your biggest, and your last project of the year. All right. So this is a big one. I understand it's going to take time. But you know, if I waited any longer I probably would this project, but I thought it was a good one. If we started it now, you'll have 2 more weeks of YouTube live streams. We can get together and you can see some instruction. And then you've also got all the time you can reach out to me through email. You can reach out to friends. Listen, share the link to your friends. Go copy it, share, copy the link, and email it to a friend and go, hey, this, and see if it makes sense. Does it look like acting the way it should act? And then get some feedback from people. All right. Okay. So, all right. So that's that. All right. And I might go back to if I see more elements like oh, you know what? I don't like this color. I don't like this particular picture. I don't you know, I like certain things about the way this is turned out, the way it looks. You know, this font down here, this yellow font is too faded. I can't see it. Back to design, type tool, and go in and start picking up those elements. Or maybe I go with something that's like a green. Pull the green out of probably cilantro, if I had to guess. Pull the green out of there and see how that looks. Kind of like that, actually. I might go and change for real. So all right. So those are the basics. And you can refer to the assignment. Right, when I publish the assignment in Google Classroom. Okay, Carlo, I got your question. I'll go back to that in a second. On deleting one artboard. Once I publish the assignment in Google Classroom, this Google Doc that you're looking at right here on my screen will be available to reference. There are some good apps in here that are really simple. Some of them are based on food, some of them are not, that might use some design ideas. I would recommend it also download like Airbnb, download Food Network, download apps. You don't have to subscribe to them. You don't have to pay for them. You don't even have to use them. You could delete them, but just check them out. See how they function. Look at pictures of apps online and get some ideas of good designs. All right. So Carlo, if I mess up and I want to delete an artboard, I would do that from design mode. So up in the upper left hand corner, come back to design. And so let's say, for instance, I'll delete this blank one. Click one time on name. That selects that whole artboard. Just one. Notice that it highlighted in blue, and then delete or backspace on the keyboard, and that artboard is gone. All right, now I'm gonna do that. I don't really want to do that. If you want to delete individual elements, that's like any of the software that we've worked with, Illustrator, InDesign, whatever, you name it. Pick that element. So I've got my selection tool. Let's say I click on the flag, backspace or delete on the keyboard, and it's gone. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to, if you mess up, you don't have to delete an entire artboard. But again, you can delete individual items, just like you always do in other pieces of software. Remember, you've got undo. You have multiple undos. Just Command or Control Z. All right, as many times as you need to. If you need to delete a blue line, you've connect two things together that should not be connected together. That is prototype mode. So remember, design mode may look pretty. Prototype, connect all the blue lines to one another. So if I've connected two things that should not be connected, let's go over here, for instance, my coconut curry, right? Whichever line is currently blue, so right now that blue, if I click on this one, it's blue. I click down in here, that's the blue one. Whichever one is currently blue, again, backspace or delete on the keyboard, and it's gone. All right. I don't want to give you too much right now. I hope that gives you to with the software started. In coming weeks on the stream, we'll get deeper into using layers to your advantage, especially in design mode. If you open up your layers panel, we'll get in some of the features over on the right hand side that are really helpful. I will next live stream, which is tomorrow. All I'm going to do tomorrow is create my directory artboard for anybody that wants to see that and join us again. And then take questions, and then that'll be that. All right. Seems like there was one other thing. Oh yeah. So I think the last thing I need to leave you is once you have chosen the code that you want to highlight, Jacob, Mia, or Nevaeh. I did Nevaeh, so I'm gonna stop there. There are all of the assets that you need to create her bio page, and the recipe are already here. All right. So, for instance, this is not a appetizing dish, but I did some actual research. I didn't just make this up. All right. Cassava soup is a popular dish in Suriname. All right. That's cassava soup. If you want, so you can add that to the list of her recipes if you want. I've got the picture of coconut curry, both horizontal and vertical. I've got the picture of all the other dishes that you might want to put on her bio page, like I did mine. So here, all these possible recipes, I've got all of those pictures for you. You don't have to go find others. Can you go find other pictures, dishes? If you want to. I think you've got enough work to do in the design and prototyping that why would you take the time to do that? But if you want to, you can. And I've also got the text file that is her bio. And by the way, hers, I wrote these from scratch, bios for 3 cooks. So I've got the text there for her bio. You can copy and paste. I obviously have her headshot. I've got her flag that shows the region of the world she was from. All right. And I've got the recipe for the coconut curry. That's the only recipe I have. So for Nevea, that's the recipe page you're creating. Unless you want to go on, here's the place you could get creative. Again, I don't know why you would. I think you have enough other things to do. If you're like, I really bad want to make a recipe for pastei or pastai. I remember how you even say, by all means, go for it. But I don't know why you would do that. I already gave you the recipe for the coconut curry chicken. Okay. Same thing for Jacob. Jacob is classically trained in France. His recipe is ratatouille. So I've given you the recipe for ratatouille. All right. So all of the assets that you need are there. Somebody's saying, so we're just remaking what we already did, but in XD. Essentially, yes. This is your chance to fix some designs if you want. I would say overall, now this is for my digital media students. They've done this once already. They did this design in Illustrator. I would say the biggest issue that first time around was the text. You just put way too much text. It was way too small. Some of it was touching the edges. If you notice my bio for Nevea, there's a lot of space between lines. There's margin left and right. It doesn't run all the way into the page. There's space between there and the popular recipes. So this gives you the chance to redesign a little bit. But then it's really, yes, it's the same project, but now we're making it function, at least a functioning prototype that we can show off as an app. All right. All right. Hey, that's 50 minutes. Went by pretty quick. I think I'm done. Unless I see another question pop in like about 30 seconds. All right. More questions. We're going once. We're going twice. All right. Thank you guys. I hope that worked out all right and you got something out of it. And I will see hopefully all of you, at least part of you, tomorrow. Maybe some folk didn't make it out today. All right. Bye.